The gentle licks of flames and boiling of tea kept the eerie silence at bay. We locked eyes, but our expressions couldn't be more different. Mine, one of fear and determination to survive. Yours, one of pity and sadness. You sighed, taking one step closer. I pointed the sword at you even stiffer and more threateningly. And you took a step back again.
No, you're good right there! You stay right there! I don't know what the hell you were thinking bringing me here, but whatever your plans are, I ain't gonna be the one you enact them on. Not gonna hurt me. Right. Yeah. You look me right in the eyes and tell me you share blood with those beasts that killed my friends, my brothers in arms. That ain't half my platoon that cornered me in the forest and tried to skewer me. And you tell me you are just like them and expect me to believe you're one of the good ones, huh? Yeah, real fucking likely. You probably only wanted to save me to eat me for yourself, right? Oh, don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what I mean. You expect me to believe that after telling me a story of yokai, those brainless shells that only kill and eat, and the real smart and powerful ones that still just kill and eat, you mean to tell me even though you're one of them, you aren't gonna do any of that? Only half. Half of what? A yokai? How the hell does that even work? What other half are you? Human. I guess. Yeah. You do look kind of human. But still, you are still part yokai. And by the way, what kind of crazy human would sleep with a yokai? You know what? Now that I think about it, we got some really interesting folk in the human race that would probably fuck monsters. Different strokes for different folks. Fine. That's all well and good. But you're a damn fox demon. And aren't foxes notoriously tricksters? In actual and mythological history? If there is anyone on this planet I should be the most hesitant to trust, it's you. What the hell are you apologizing for? I'm not sure what you're trying to do. But I began to fade. My eyes were growing heavy, and my arm hurt from holding up the sword. I jogged out of it, shaking my head and blinking my eyes to stay awake. I was afraid of falling asleep because of what you might do. You furrowed your brows, inquiring. Huh? No. Don't even worry about me. I'm fine. I've just been up a while is all. But I can be up for at least another 12 to 13 more hours. If you think I'm gonna fall asleep, you're dead wrong. I don't need rest. I've just been up a few days and I'm a little hungry. Hardly the worst thing in the world. Stop trying to lull me into a false sense of security. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna.
I started to nod off again. You took the first opportunity you could to snatch the sword out of my hand. I gasped, trying to grab at it, but you threw it behind you and slid it through toward the curtain. I cursed and lowered it to a fighting stance.
Fuck. Well, come on! You wanna kill me? Come get it, but I'll take you with me!
You approached me and stopped in front of me, looking into my eyes sadly. My arms were shaking and my lips quivered. Fear and exhaustion, arguing back and forth over who was stronger.
Please. I'll leave. I'll leave. Okay, just let me go. I have to help them. I can't just let them die.
You reached your hands out and I winced, and you cupped my cheeks with your hands. I opened my eyes, feeling the warmth of the palms on my face, and I stared at you, bewildered. You smiled sweetly at me, then grabbed my wrists and cupped my hands around your cheeks in return.
What? Where are you? Huh? Hungry. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Look, it's none of your concern. I'm sure I can find something outside. Are you listening to me? What are you doing?
You dropped my hands and began going through your shelves and chests, collecting what appeared to be herbs and a few chunks of raw meat. You put them all in a pot and filled the pail with water that you had next to the tea. You brought it to boil, stirring the pot slowly. After a few minutes, you poured some of the pot's holdings into a bowl and handed it to me. It was a stew. It was primitive and not visually appetizing, but it was edible. At least I hoped.
Sorry, but I don't like the idea of eating something you made. I mean, it could be poisonous or something.
You grabbed the bowl, taking a small bite of the stew and swallowed. You reminded me that you were half human and urged me that it was safe. I collapsed onto the ground and took a bite. I was so hungry that it might as well have been my favorite comfort meal after a terrible day at work. You sat with me near the fire pit, watched me as I wolfed it down.
No, yeah, it's good. I mean, you could use some butter, onion, garlic, but you know, overall, it's pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, I like to cook. I used to do it a lot back home before I got married and things like that. But after I did, my wife preferred to do everything, you know? I just didn't want to argue. And she liked to do everything around the house. You know, I was out making money and things like that, and she wanted to, like, justify, you know, her being there. Yeah. Well, I feel like if you were gonna kill me, you would have done it by now. I come from Orleans, the city right next to the ocean in northwest Europe. Yeah, you're right. It did take me a long time to get here. Took about 5 months from port to port. Alright. We came here because of a woman named Lady Kimiko. She said something about the nine-tailed fox being in danger or being taken by demons who would use its powerful evil. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I heard the briefing, but we're here because of that. Yeah, Lady Kimiko. It was the weirdest thing. You know, her eyes were hollow and her voice sounded even more hollow than her eyes. One of the creepiest things I've ever seen. What? What do you mean a puppet? So some yokai can use corpses as puppets to transmit their consciousness without needing to be there? Talk about scary. Seems these yokai have no limit to their powers. What the hell are we even doing here?
You chuckled at my expense and your ears wiggled. I noticed it and put down my empty bowl, and I pointed at your head.
Say, are those real? Those aren't just some weird headband you put on your head. Sorry, you know what? That was, yeah, I'm sorry. That was kind of rude. I've just never seen anyone with animal ears, so, but you have human ears too?
You moved your hair to reveal the side of your head. There were no ears present. I shuddered, and you laughed again.
Huh? Oh, no. I couldn't. That seems kind of invasive, especially since, you know, I pointed a sword at you. Are you sure you're cool with me touching your ears? I don't want to pry. Alright, I guess I can give it a try.
I scooted closer and gently touched the tip of your ear and wiggled slightly. I reared my hand back, but touched it again. Whoa.
Wow. are so soft. They feel just like an animal's fur. This is insane. Your hair is soft too. How is your hair this soft? Oh, you don't have hair? Your head has fur on it instead of hair? Huh. Wow. Looks just like hair, actually. It's insane. Actually, it looks even floofier than that. I mean, if you have proper fur care, then I guess you must groom often. I could do this all day. I mean,
I noticed your other ear. Almost half of it was chopped off. I touched it gently, looking at it.
what happened to this other one? Fight with a yokai. Must have been pretty strong to get a piece of you. Hope it doesn't hurt anymore.
Good. I saw something move from just behind you, and I looked to see a tail sticking out from your back. I blinked, having not noticed it before. You noticed my gaze drift.
Oh, that's a neat trick then. You just wrap your tail around your waist like a belt? That must get tiring after a while. Speaking of tiring, I'm gonna close my eyes for a second.
I couldn't hold back anymore. I closed my eyes and sleep was seconds away from taking me when I felt a tug at my shoulder plate. I opened my eyes to see you trying to remove it.
Whoa, whoa, hey, I'm spoken for! What are you doing? Yeah, that's fair. I guess it'd be more comfortable if I wasn't wearing mounds of armor. At least it's light armor. You should see what the others are wearing. Now that I look at it, this armor has seen better days. I didn't realize those demons got so many pieces of it. Cloak is tattered, half my armor is broken, my clothes are bloody and ripped, and... Oh, God, I gotta find a change of clothes. The only thing I can keep are the shoes I'm wearing under my greaves. Huh? Oh, wow, no, I couldn't... No, I couldn't do that. No, you've already done so much for me, and all I've done is point a sword at you. Wow. Now that I say it out loud, you've been a total peach, and I've been kind of a jerk. I'm really sorry about all that. I guess I was just scared you'd kill me. Of course you understand. Why wouldn't you? You've been perfect so far. Why stop now? Look, even if you did have clothes that fit me, that's just... I don't know. It feels weird. Yeah, you're right, I can't go out in this, but... Are you sure it's fine? Because if you're just being polite for the sake of being polite... Okay, fine. I'll wear whatever you got. I'm not picky. Thank you so much. But the moment you want it back, please tell me.
I removed my armor and tossed it to the side, and removed my overshirt, leaving only my tunic underneath. My trousers were a mess, but I didn't want to remove them in front of you. I mean, you were kind of a stranger, so... You know. You pointed me behind me to the bed. I tried to argue, but I was getting to know you pretty quick, and I knew you weren't one to take no for an answer when caring for someone. I agreed, and told you that I'd be awake shortly. Only an hour-long power nap. I awoke to the sounds of birds chirping and light escaping through the curtain. I snapped awake and it got your attention as you looked over at me. I threw the covers that I didn't remember using off of me and jumped to my feet, running outside.
Fuck! Fuck, I overslept! I gotta get moving, my friends are in danger! God knows where they even are! Oh. It's a fox. Hey, why didn't you wake me up? I don't care how peaceful I looked. I gotta go! How long was I out? 9, 10 hours? 2? How was I only for 2 hours? The sun's out. Wait, is that east or west? East? Damn, was it really that close to morning when I passed out? Alright. 2 hours isn't too bad. But I still gotta get moving. Oh, I forgot to put on this clothes. Shit!
I ran back inside, and when you tried to follow me, I shut the curtain. Thankfully, you understood what that meant. When I emerged, I was wearing the clothes you left me. A short midnight blue gi, gray trousers, and I wore the parts of my armor that I could save. The greaves, gauntlets, chest guard, and the left shoulder plate. The chainmail was done for, and the leather doublet was useful for a little more than a rug if you wanted to clean the blood off it. I finished tying the gi shut with a belt and fastened the chest plate to my torso. I inspected myself and shrugged.
Weird. It's not my style. But hey, at least I'll fit in, right? How do I look? Well, you're energetic today. Maybe that's a good thing. I can use some good vibes. Man, I'd feel better if I had a sword on me. Nah, that rusty one from the yokai wouldn't last. I'm gonna have to go get another one. Oh, no, please. I can figure it out. You seemed pretty good with 2 swords you had. Oh, right. Do you know where Kuroha is? My platoon leader told me that we should cut through the village on the way to Chiome. I hope you know where these places are. Oh, cool. So which way should I go? Uh-huh. Okay, north about a mile, and then... Okay, north about a mile and a half. Okay. Yeah. I can find it. Thanks for everything. Seriously. I wish I could repay you somehow, but you sincerely have my thanks. I'll come back to return the things you let me borrow.
I waved to you and started walking. After about 20 seconds, I noticed I heard 2 sets of footprints to see you right behind me, but further away from your house. I raised a brow, putting a hand on my hip.
Hey, buddy. What you doing? Yeah, I noticed. Look, I appreciate everything, but there's really no need for you to follow me. I can handle myself. Weapons schmeppins. I got this. Nothing I can't handle, you know? Nothing better to do, huh? Sheesh, what a life you lead. Shit, that was rude. I'm sorry. Alright. Look. I'm on a one-way trip toward finding the 9-tailed fox. After that, I have no idea. But until then, I'm gonna procure the treasure. So if you want to follow me, that's where we're going. No detours. Cool? Awesome. Then let's go, Fox. My name? Alright. That's the first fucking thing you tell someone, sorry. I'm Seth. Seth Hayes. You? But... no name? Well, you gotta have something. Well, what do people call you? Disgusting yokai? Well, I'm not calling you that, that's for sure. Well, for one, you're only half yokai, and 2, you aren't anything like those things, so that's cruel. Well, I mean, you're kind, generous, energetic, happy, and you haven't tried to eat me. So, you know, not a yokai. To be honest with you, I'd argue the exact opposite of a yokai. Yeah. You're not a yokai. You're a kaio. Wait, that's your name. That's what I'm gonna call you. Kaio. Your name is Kaio. What'd you think? I saw that grin. You love it. Well, I hate to give you a name at... How old are you? You don't look like a kid, but you sure don't have any wrinkles. Come to think of it... Sorry to ask, but are you a boy or a girl? You know what? That's rude. Who cares about your age or your gender? Doesn't matter. You're Kaio. That's all that matters. Ready to go? You might want to get your hat.
After you grabbed your hat, bow and blades, you walked with me through the bamboo clearing, and we followed along the path to Kuroha. The sun shined, the birds chirped, and it was a beautiful day. Yet I could find no peace in it until I found my friends. And my brother.
Kaio, we are setting out on quite a journey. We're going to a village with humans, right? Alright, well, you better keep that hat handy. Don't want them picking on you for being a yokai. Of course it's not your fault. Relax. Friends got each other's backs, right? Huh? Well, you fed me. You clothed me. You sheltered me. You saved my life even when I pulled a weapon on you. If you're not my friend at this point, I'm a damn fool. Never had a friend. Oh, Kaio. I'm sorry. Well, you got one now, and I got your back. So if anyone says anything to you, well, I'll be sure to tell them how bad of an idea it is to insult my friend. And it'll be easy. I'm fluent in Japanese.
It didn't take long to get there. We talked the whole way. We talked about how life was being a half yokai, and from the sounds of things, you certainly didn't love it. You asked about my life, and I tried to make it as interesting as I could, but you know how these things go. You were polite and tried to remain interested, but it really was just kind of boring. The closer we got to the village, both of us remarked the weather. It was getting colder, ever so surely. For some reason, it felt as though the temperature was dropping by the step. I asked you if it was normal for Japan, and you assured me not, but you hadn't been this close to the town in a while. I even remarked that it felt like magic for whatever reason. We arrived at the village gate to see people walking around, talking to each other, making sales, and snow all over the ground. It was summertime. I didn't realize Japan's weather was so fickle and didn't care for limitations of seasons. You told me that it wasn't like that, and you'd never seen anything like this, but I figured it was more important to focus on the people, because other than the snow, it looked like a standard village to me. Just hard-working people trying to make ends meet. We walked in, we got weird looks, you know how that kind of shit goes. I was European, and you were hiding your face. They were suspicious and lowered their voices when we passed. Eventually, a guard approached us, wearing cheap armor and his hand on his sheath, tilting his sword if he needed to draw it.
Outsider, what is your business in Kuroha?
I'm actually passing right through it with my friend here. We're on our way to Chiyome. Could we actually speak to the village elder real fast? I actually have some questions.
Is that some sort of joke? Because I'm not laughing.
No. We're heading to Chiyome. We heard it's a small city. We're on an expedition. You know, maybe you could help us? Where's the elder?
The only thing I can help you do is find the gate you came from and continue in another direction.
I'm sorry. Did I do something to offend you?
Isn't it obvious? You speak perfect Japanese.
That's a bad thing. How exactly?
Do I have to spell it out for you? You're white.
Huh? Ah! Look at my hands! When did that happen? Oh God! Why didn't anyone tell me? Yeah, I know. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Look, maybe I honor your culture and decided to learn it. I'm not looking for trouble.
The only pale-skinned people around here are yokai.
But not all yokai are pale-skinned. Right, Kaio? You see? What they said.
No, but all pale-skinned are yokai. Are you a yokai?
No.
Is your friend there a yokai?
I'm not a yokai.
What business do you really have in Chiyome?
I'm from Europe. I was tasked with procuring a treasure for someone named Lady Kimiko. Hey, perhaps you've heard of her.
No, although news of royalty rarely passes this far into the country, so you could very well be telling the truth.
I'm only telling you what I was told.
And what about you, the one with the hat? Why do you seek Chiyome? Just along for the ride, is it? Very well. But I can't in good conscience let you come to Kuroha. Leave and do not return.
Like I said,
I heard you. This is your last warning.
Akito, hand off your scabbard. You and I both know you wouldn't draw that weapon.
You and I both looked past the guard and saw a young woman approaching. Her dark hair was down and neat, her bangs cut straight perfectly across the brow. She was beautiful. The guard bowed reluctantly.
Fuka. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. I was just asking these travelers.
No need. I heard you.
hey there, sorry for the commotion. I was wondering if we could talk to the village elder. We just have some questions about Chiome.
I am she.
Oh, you don't look very old.
The village elder is a dilapidated term. Must be a translation error that you were told. Tell me, are you from Orleans?
What? Yeah, I am. How did you know that?
You aren't the first person that looks like you to enter our village. He said he was from the same place, from what I can gather. He doesn't speak our language like you do, though. It was easy to pick out Orleans from the English, considering I've heard rumors of knights visiting from there.
A knight? Where are they? I need to ask where the others are.
In my hut. My maidens are looking after them. Their wounds were harsh, but not life-threatening. They will make a full recovery. If you would follow me.
Right. Let's go, Kaio.
But the yokai cannot come.
Your ears twitched beneath your hat. I stared at her, and the guard reached for his sword again. I blinked, my mouth dry.
You can tell?
I recognize them. They're the kitsune yokai that lives a ways south from here.
Listen, they won't cause trouble. Okay, I know them.
I reckon we know them more than you do, and we will not allow any demons into our village, half or otherwise. The fact that they are past the gate is pushing it. They can go no further. That is the condition of seeing your comrade.
Lady Fuka, you have my word upon my honor as a knight of Orleans that I will have them on their best behavior and watch every move they make. If they make anyone believe they may attack, I will strike this demon down where they stand. You have a knight's vow.
A knight's vow is worth little here, I'm afraid.
They saved my life, Lady Fuka. I would be dead if not for them. They cut down a bunch of yokai without hesitation to save me, a human they don't even know. If they wanted to hurt humans, they would have done it by now.
Oh, very well. Something about you tells me you're being genuinely honest. At least to the best of your ability. And the kitsune has given us little worry compared to other yokai. However, heed my warning. If they so much as blink in a way someone doesn't like, I expect you to keep that vow. Akito, arm him.
My lady?
Give him your katana.
Lady Fuka!
Oh, hush. Not like you use it. All you do is grab onto that scabbard and tilt it like you're going to draw it. It might get used with him.
But he's...
I swear, if the name of a single color comes out of your mouth, you can be less worried about losing your sword and more worried about ever getting it back. We have guests. Treat them as such.
He slumped, removing the katana from his belt and handing it to me. I drew it from its sheath. It had tremendous balance, but it was lighter than I would have liked. Sharp as hell, well made, so the pros outweighed the cons. He bowed to me and I did the same. Not sure if I did it right.
Tough break, dude.
It's whatever.
Put the sheathed blade into my belt and walked behind Fuka. I noticed a large watchtower near the end of the village was just in front of the trees. I looked at the top to see both guards, leaning against the railing, staring at us. We were not welcome here. We followed her to the building, to which she bowed to us. I walked in, eager to meet the lucky grunt that got away. When I opened the curtain...
Damn it, I told you that hurts! Why can't you understand anger means stop? Theo?
Theo turned to me when we met eyes. It was indeed my brother.
My very alive brother. My smile crept into a jubilant grin, and I couldn't contain my excitement. His face spelled shock as he rose to his feet, approaching me.
Seth?
My God! I thought you were... He socked me in the jaw with a fist, and I stumbled backwards, the wall breaking my fall. I brought my fingers to my lips, seeing blood. He walked close to me quickly, obviously ready to hit me again. You piece of shit! You dare show your fucking face after what I went through! I should... His words and footsteps were halted by a blade held at his throat. By you. You drew your weapon hastily and put it up to him when he attacked me, ready to defend me. I reached a hand out.
Kyle, no, it's okay. I kind of deserve that. Who the hell is this? Man. Oh, that's Kaio. They're a friend. They're gonna help us. I don't trust anyone that puts a knife to my throat before we even know each other.
Kaio, come on. You heard what they said down there. Don't make me turn you into sashimi. You nodded apologetically, sheathing your weapon. Theo massaged the front of his neck briefly as I walked over to him.
Well, look at you. New clothes, new friends. You look like you've eaten recently, too. What a relaxing experience you had.
Theo, it's not like that.
Right. Yeah, I nearly got fucking eaten. Watched a bunch of my friends take the place in that endeavor. I got stabbed through the leg by a demon and had to limp my way here, and not a damn one of these people can understand a word I'm saying when I ask where the hell I am or what those things even were, but I am so glad you've had an alright time.
You're in Kuroha. We were ambushed by yokai.
By what?
I'll just give you the rundown of what Kaio told me. I did that. His expression went back and forth between disgust and bewilderment. He didn't seem to like this story.
So, demon equals yokai, right?
More or less.
And the punk with you is one of them?
Half. Remember that.
Half a monster is just a smaller monster if you ask me. They almost killed me a few minutes ago.
'Cause you popped me! You left me to fucking die! I didn't! Gregory told me to run, so I did!
What's more important, Seth? Gregory's pride as a leader? Or me?
You've always been the better fighter, Theo! I would have died out there! I did it to help!
What?
It's true! You know it, I know it. If I stayed, I would have dragged you down. You would have been trying to keep me alive. You wouldn't have looked after yourself at all. I could have got you killed. You're better than at everything than me, man. Talking, fighting, playing cards, reading, trading, sailing, horse riding, archery, fucking anything, man. The only thing I'm better than you at is running away from my problems, so I did. So I could get help. I'm sorry I left you. I really am. Like, seriously, but I would have just gotten killed if I didn't. I could at least try to help if I left, and I did. I found help. I found Kaio. They saved me and protected me. They're good. I found help. Please. Let's just keep going.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I know you're right. You did the right thing. I was just scared and angry and I wanted my brother with me for it. But I know you would have gotten killed or eaten. Maybe even not even in that order. I might have died trying to protect you too. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be angry. You did indeed get help. Kaio, right? Sorry, got off on the wrong foot. And Theodore.
He reached his hand out to shake yours, but you looked at me. I shrugged and told you what he said. You nodded and shook his hand.
Why do you just repeat what I said? And why did that work?
It's this necklace that Kaio gave me. Automatically translates Japanese to English and all my English to Japanese. Cool, huh?
Damn right. Give it here, I'll be the talker.
Theo reached for my necklace, but you grabbed his wrist and spoke Japanese to him. I chuckled, and Theo pulled his hand away.
What'd they say?
Pretty much get your own, to be honest.
Said a lot of words for get your own.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Didn't feel like repeating the profanities or the threat to cut your balls off.
Kind of violent. This is a friend, you said?
Hey, you're the one that punched me. You kind of got to earn their friendship now.
So, what's the fastest way to Chiome?
We went back down to the front of the village and talked to Akito. He seemed pretty knowledgeable. We asked him to the quickest route to Chiome, and he seemed apprehensive.
Look, I promise we're not gonna cause problems. We just need to ask about the nine-tailed fox.
It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's that the fastest way to Chiome is through Suiren Village. And that place is, well, it's completely infested.
With yokai, you mean?
What else could I mean? Pigeons?
Any other ways to Chiome?
I know another way that would take you about a week via walking.
And if we were to go this way to Suiren, hence traveling through, how quick would that be?
About a 10-hour walk, give or take.
Then we gotta risk it. Which way is Suiren?
Damn it. Head northeast. When you get to a fork in the road, stay right. Keep going straight after that until you go through a large tunnel. There's a rope bridge, but it's rickety. Be safe on it. After that, you gotta run through the village and get to the other tunnel with another bridge. Once through there, Chiome is a straight shot. You'll find it no problem.
Thanks, Akito.
Don't forget to bring my damn sword back!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose it. I'll bring it back.
I mean it! It's a family antique!
Generation to generation, huh?
Well, my family bought it a week ago, so technically this is the first generation, but I want it to be a family antique one day, so bring it back!
All right. Keep your shirt on. I'll bring it back, I promise.
You know, I still gotta do that one of these days. We arrived by nightfall. We saw the tunnel that Akito mentioned and started to walk forward. You grabbed our shirts, holding my brother and I back. We looked at you and you drew your bow. You knocked an arrow and he and I stood back. You threaded it carefully and released it, letting it fly. It made a squelching sound along with a brief grunt, then a thud. We walked over to the dark of the tunnel carefully to see a yokai dead on the ground with an arrow in its eye. You stoked your bow and walked over to us.
All right, I'll bite. How? See in the dark? Can foxes do that?
For Christ's sake, yes. But what does that have to do with them?
Kaio is half fox yokai. They even have cute little ears to prove it. Saw you blush, got you, nerd.
Practical. Looks like this tunnel won't be much effort then. Kaio should lead then.
Not a bad idea. You want to be in the rear?
Yeah, so I can make sure you don't hightail it and run.
Oh, come on. I already said...
Relax, hero. It's just a joke. I'll watch our flank.
We walked into the tunnel and it left an echo of our footsteps and a dripping sound. We saw that there was a chasm for us to go down and decided that that's where we needed to go. We went down the spiraling chasm and found ourselves at the bottom where there was no clear way to go. Then you pointed out to us that up ahead, right on the wall, there was a bit of an incline, but we could climb up it because of the grapple points that were going up. There must have been a cave-in. Then we heard that squeaking. You pointed out a rat on the ground. He was eating the corpse of a poor bastard that looked like he was leftovers from a yokai, just tossed down the ravine like he was chicken bones. I sighed, feeling bad for him, and walked forward to toss the rat aside. Theo grabbed my shoulder.
Whoa, leave him alone. Can't help him now.
Oh, come on, man. You don't think it's fucked up that he got murdered and now he's rodent food?
Yeah, of course I do. What are we gonna do about a damn rat?
I'm gonna toss him away so they can't get to the body. At least give him some peace.
You are such a softie. Fine, I'll do it.
No, I really don't mind.
No, you're just gonna toss him like 10 feet and it's not gonna do any good. I'm gonna heave that little thing like a mile. That'll kill it!
Huh?
What'd you say, Kyle? What? You can't be serious.
We all looked at it carefully. It was faint. You were right. It had 6 eyes, 3 on each side, and they were glowing a pinkish red. It was indeed a yokai. You and I stepped back, but Theo shrugged at us.
What?
Kaio says that rat is a yokai. Look at its eyes, it's got 6 of them.
So?
What do you mean, so? It's a demon! Forget I said anything, let's just move past it.
Oh, little brother never finishes the job. I'll do it then.
No, Theo, just drop it, it's fine.
Oh, shut up. I got this. What could he possibly... Ow! Fuck!
He held his hand after it reached out and bit him. He shook it off and started cursing. He drew his sword and stabbed it forcefully, killing it. He put away his sword, shaking off his hand again.
Jesus Christ, that thing had demon rabies or something. What the fuck, man? You alright?
Hold on, I think we brought bandages.
No, thanks. No, it's not too bad. Just a bite.
Think so, Kaio? Alright, we'll keep an eye on him.
What?
They just said yokai bites can sometimes be poisonous. Yeah. Monitor your symptoms, but do not panic, because they know a lot of ways to cure yokai venom.
Oh, right. Useful. I will.
Sorry I got you bit there. My bad.
I mean, a little, but come on, it's not that bad. We ready to go?
Sure. Kaio, you want to climb up first and give us the okay?
You quickly vaulted up the ravine. I mean literally vaulted. You did not climb, you just jumped up in one leap. You are, by the way, so fucking cool. I groaned, knowing I couldn't do that, and climbed up hand by hand once you gave the okay.
Oh? Not letting the injured go first?
You're the one that said you wanted to be in a rear.
Funny guy.
Some brother
Who said that? Hello?
Theo? What's up?
Nothing. Sorry, just... You still on that thing? You better hurry up.
We reached the apex of the ravine and I helped Theo up once he reached the top. We walked through the tunnel and you led us to the bridge we were warned about. We slowly took the first few steps and when it creaked loudly, we all stepped back. We agreed to go one at a time. You went first. It didn't take you long. I went next. I went slowly, trying not to break it. Theo was visibly frustrated with my speed. He went a lot quicker than what I did. We made it across.
You just gotta remember not to go all at once, basically.
Depending how dire things get here, we might need to remember that may not be an option.
Rather not think about that. Hey, look up ahead.
We all knelt down next to each other near a large bush overlooking the village. The buildings were in ruin. Straw everywhere and wood snapped to pieces. Fires all around the entire building, all of which had yokai sitting around them reveling in their past victories. The rotten, long-dead corpses of innocent people that lived in Sweet Run covered the ground like trash. My blood boiled. You grabbed my arm and you could detect that anger. I looked at you and nodded. Your eyes told you all that I needed to know. Theo turned to us and drew in the dirt, making a map that was barely visible thanks to the fires around the village.
This is us here. Looks like this village is overrun, but all the demons, or yokai, rather, are in cliques. One ahead of us is just 3, so we can jump in for a sneak attack, but the rest will require a little finesse and maybe some luck. First we kill the yokai there, then we move to our right and hide behind the tree there. Kaio can hide in the branches, and you and I can bunch up close. You lost a lot of weight on that trip, so it should be easy. Any questions?
What about him there, the archer on the roof?
Thought it went without saying. Kaio just showed they're a damn dead-eye. They'll take that over for us. You cool with that?
Shoot the guy in the building over there.
You nodded. Theo drew his long sword and I drew the katana on my belt. You unsheathed your short swords and we all snuck over to the yokai. Once we were behind them all, Theo counted silently with his hand. 1, 2, 3. Theo stabbed his violently through the back of the skull. I swung my sword horizontally and beheaded mine, and you stabbed yours through the chest and swung out, slicing through their lungs and heart. The first sneak attack went well, so it gave us confidence. We all ran over, crouched down, and hid behind the tree. He jumped up quickly and drew an arrow, taking aim at the one on the roof. You released the arrow just before it landed. Your target turned slightly. It still killed him, all right. But instead of just falling over, he fell completely off the roof and landed on the ground, creating a loud thud.
Oh no. That's gonna attract a lot of attention.
You're right. Look, already drawing a crowd.
We all watched about 6 yokai walk up slowly to the dead one you killed. They pulled the arrow out of his head and sniffed it, and even licked it. Gross. They started growling and grunting to each other. These red and purple-skinned beasts had a strange way of communicating, one that I couldn't completely pin down, but seemed very vaguely familiar. I asked you about it, and you said you didn't actually speak yokai. Well, I mean, you hadn't disappointed yet. You're bound to eventually. You are part human, after all.
Nice shot, goofball.
You would have shanked it 20 feet to the left.
I wouldn't have shot it at all. At least Kaio had the balls to do it. Come on, I'm only teasing, bud.
Glad you can find humor in this, but we got an otherworldly foe who knows someone's here taking them out. Doubt they'll think of us as a food delivery crew if they find us.
I don't know. Depends. How do you taste, Kaio?
Better than me!
You little punk.
Would both of you shut up? Wait, shit. I think they heard us.
What gave it away?
The fact that they're slowly approaching our position from the dead body.
Oh, really? I thought it would be the ones coming up behind us right now.
You and Theo whipped around to see 3 yokai running headlong toward us, their crude clubs and blades raised in the air as they howled to alert the campgrounds. The others who found the initial body were alarmed and ran over to us. We were caught between a rock and a hard place. We all drew our weapons and ran towards the dead body, deciding to meet the danger head-on. We cut through the yokai with great effort, as these were much harder to kill than the skeletons you and I cut down just the night before.
We're outnumbered here. Any plans?
Yeah, keep cutting until we aren't.
That's just not realistic. Look.
Reinforcements arrived from the far end of the destroyed village. It wasn't a good sight. You cut down your last one and grabbed my arm, pulling me toward the tunnel on the other side of town, with Theo following suit. He blocked an attack as he ran, the longsword broke in him. He cursed and threw the shattered blade into the skull of the yokai. He ran behind us until we ran into the tunnel. Just like before, there was a steep hill to climb, and we clawed our way to the top, and the yokai couldn't quite make it up. Their brains didn't understand how to pull themselves up. We all sat at the top looking down at them, catching our breath.
Jesus Christ. Expected that to be a heroic stand, not a getaway.
You read way too many stories. We're lucky to be alive.
Right. Thanks for pulling us over, Kaio. We owe you one.
Well, that's all well and good, but I don't have a sword. And I'm a better fighter. So cough it up, Seth. Give me a blade.
Ugh, big brother privilege strikes again. Nah, it's fine, Kaio. He's right. Here.
I pulled the katana off my hip and handed it to him. He unsheathed the sword and dropped the sheath on the ground and kept going. I rolled my eyes and grabbed the sheath, holding it like a sword. Hey, if I hit someone with this thing, it's gonna really hurt. So. Theo put up his hand, crouching and sneaking up on a resting yokai in the tunnel. This one was skinnier than the others with sharp claws. He swiftly stabbed at his chest and moved along to the long wooden bridge, just like the other one. Theo walked across first and looked around.
All right, it's clear. Let's go.
He took a step on the bridge and Theo whipped around, seemingly scanning the area.
Theo?
Stop hiding! Who's there?
Cut it. You don't need him.
Who is that?
Can't see us.
Where are you?
Inside.
Theo, what's wrong?
He gripped my arm, holding me from walking forward, and Theo began flailing around until the sword cut the bridge. He collapsed onto our side, disconnected from his. The ravine was far too steep for us to cross. Maybe you could have made it, but certainly not me. Theo stared at the bridge, breathing heavily.
What the hell, man? I don't know what just happened just now. I can't stop hearing it. Hear what? I gotta get out of this cave. He won't stop talking to me. Who? I don't know who. I don't know. What the hell are we gonna do, Kaio? The only way out of here is the way we came, and the place is flooded. Theo, throw me the sword. I need to carve my way out of here with it.
You need it more than he does.
But
Do you feel strong?
I do.
Stronger than before, yes.
Yeah, I do.
How does it feel, Theodore?
It feels.
Good.
It feels good.
Your brother will be fine. He has the yokai with him. Leave him. He only wants your glory.
My glory.
He's jealous of you.
I don't. But
Theo looked at me for a few moments before turning away and slowly shambling toward the exit in a trance. I blinked, not registering what happened. He left. He left us in that cave with no means to defend ourselves other than your weapons. We were trapped. We couldn't go back the way we came. There were too many of them.
he left us. He left us to die. What? What happened? Why would he just... Is he still angry at me? I didn't mean to leave him. I just wanted to help. What do I do?
You shook me, getting my attention. I looked over at you as you tried to straighten me out.
You're right. Nothing's certain besides our path. Could have been anything, but all we know is that we got only one way out of here, and it's backwards. It just so happens to be the most dangerous thing we could do. But it's that or starve to death, so... Suicide buddies? Nice. No, nope. Keep your swords. You're kind of deadly with two of them. Just think of me as a damsel in distress. A mildly tall, ruggedly handsome princess. They can keep me safe? I know you can. Well, let's do it.
We turned back the way we came to see the demons still at the bottom of the steep hill we climbed, trying to claw their way up, but failing. They were like the zombies or something. I whistled.
Boy, do they look hungry. What gave it away? Oh, I don't know. Probably the salivating, the fangs baring, just small details like that.
You nudged me toward the edge, just barely, pretending to push me, and I almost lost my balance. You chuckled to yourself when I flailed.
Oh, you fucking bastard. Oh my god, don't do that. You piece of shit. I can't fucking believe you right now.
You drew your swords and jumped down, slashing in a whirlwind and bringing blood and ruin to fruition. I hopped down after you when I saw it was safe and sprinted after you into the village. You ran toward the swarm without fear, blades behind you, and you jumped into the fray, swinging them both with precision and calculation. You chopped through foes with ease, as if you'd never felt such intense determination to win as you did that day. The straw hat you wore blew off from the fight and your head was revealed. Your tail stayed wrapped around your waist as to avoid it getting chopped. It didn't take long for your victims to get replaced, though. It's like a tidal wave. I stayed close behind you, my head on a swivel. My paranoia paid off when a yokai swung his club at my head and I ducked it, cursing to myself. Your ears perked up when you heard me grunt under my breath, your elite hearing playing savior. You quickly disengaged from your battle and came over to free me from mine. You cut him down and we stood back to back as they closed in on us.
No, I'm not changing my mind. Those swords are yours. I can't take one from you. Hey, last time I borrowed a sword, my brother ran off with it. I'm 0-1 when it comes to returning sharp property. You make a convincing argument. Alright, give it here. Take a finger or two if I lose it. Hey, I don't know your customs, just trying to respect tradition.
You handed the sword to me behind your back and I wielded it. It was light, so I was able to use it in one hand. We rushed forward, separating the crowd and cutting through what we could, but the numbers game was catching up like a tiger chasing its dying prey. We were not going to make it through the night like this. I cut one down and nearly collapsed from the amount of force I needed to chop through his waist. Blood covered my gi, armor, and face. I could taste it on my lips. It tasted foul and rotten. The aroma drifted toward my nose and vomit began to tease me. Losing my bodily fluids would likely weaken me, so I sealed myself. Until I couldn't. I blocked a strike and it was so strong that I fell backwards, until I fell next to you. You looked down, quickly pulling me to my feet.
Fine, thanks. Just running on 2 hours sleep, no biggie.
They began to circle us. They knew they had us beat, and the disgusting laughter under their throats did little to calm my nerves. Made me angry and scared at the same time. I raised my sword again and charged forward. I slashed up, surprising one I wasn't looking at, and killed him with great luck. I slashed another, but it was blocked. Punched him in an unsavory area, and to my shock, it actually worked. When he doubled over, I stabbed through his back, ending him. Another one swung a club into my chest and I slid backwards, bumping into you. You turned back to watch me as I fell to my knee. I breathed heavily, looking up at you, seeing your disappointed face. And then I made the hard decision to give the sword back to you.
Thanks, Kaya. But I'm done. You can do the rest. And if you can't, you got 2 legs. Use them. Hey, don't fucking argue! Okay, you've done enough, alright? I'm too confused about what happened with Theo to really care about dying right now, so it's a blessing in disguise. Thanks for everything.
Then, the sky crackled. I looked up, hearing thunder. It sounded distant. But it wasn't. It was so very close. And completely and utterly centralized. I stuck my hand out to feel the rain. It never came. The yokai charged at us all at once, and you put your swords over me. Then she arrived. A radical strike of lightning plummeted to the earth and shocked everything around us, sending the yokai flying back from sheer force. Some fried to ash, others jolted mercilessly. We covered our eyes, the bright crash nearly blinding us. When we opened our eyes, there was a figure, a young woman, holding a sickle attached to a chain. I rose to my feet, trying to get a good look at her. Then a yokai tried to ambush us from the side.
Duck.
Took me a second to understand what she meant, but luckily my brain caught up just before she swung her sickle around without even looking and heading the yokai near us. We both stared at her incredulously, not able to get to our feet. 3 yokai ran up to her from the front. She put her hands together, twisting her fingers into multiple signs before slamming her palm into the ground, and earth bent to her will, causing a great tremor of spikes to shoot out and impale them with stones. She slowly turned back to us, dusting the dirt off her by rubbing it on her black gi. Her expression cold, blank, and empty.
Run.
She ran toward the horde of yokai, flashing her sickle, swinging it around, and mowing down the opposition as if they were grass blades. Though she didn't slice in two, she fried with fire, drowned with water, froze with ice, shocked with lightning, shredded with wind, and crushed with earth. She was godlike. She was...
A kunoichi? What's that? Right. Let's check. We got all our pigs still, because she sure as shit saved our bacon. Hey, she told us to run, and I don't really want to piss her off, so let's book it. Stay and help? I'm sorry, do you see what she's doing to them? I don't think we could even get to one of those things before she kills him. Come on, Kaio, hero time is over for the fucking day.
I grabbed your hand and we ran to the exit. You decided to run ahead and scout the other side of the bridge. You sprinted across and very hastily beckoned me to come. I got halfway across the bridge before I felt it buckle. I looked back to see a yokai cutting the fucking rope to the bridge. My eyes bulged out of my head as he cut the rope completely. Thinking quick, I dropped down and grabbed onto the wooden planks. I screamed as I swung down toward the wall and smacked my face on the ravine. It dazed me for a moment, but I held on as I shook off the daze.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm gonna climb up, just... Kaio, look out!
You whipped around to see a yokai swing his blade at you. You quickly drew yours and blocked it. When you tried to attack back, you actually deflected it. This yokai was a warrior. I slowly pulled myself up each plank as you fought for your life. You dodged an attack and the yokai's blade severed the rope holding the bridge. My eyes stared in shock as my weight began to fray the other rope. You dived down as it snapped, catching one of the ropes and holding onto it for dear life. With one hand, you held my body and the bridge, trying to use the other rope for support. The yokai pounced on you, trying to shove its blade downwards, but you blocked it with the other hand. You were a sitting duck. I climbed up with all my might as quickly as I could, pushing myself so far that I felt my muscles were going to snap. As the sword got closer and closer to your throat, and you refused to let go. The sword cut your neck, and blood began to draw.
Hey, asshole!
The yokai looked up, seeing me at eye level. I reached into your quiver, pulled out an arrow, and jabbed it in the eye. He hissed violently, releasing the yokai blade, and jumped off you. I immediately jumped up and grabbed the sword. He tried to run, but you cut him off. You jumped up and kicked him in the chest toward the ravine. I quickly grabbed his sword and jammed it through his back. He gasped for air, and I turned around and ripped the sword out, kicking him into the tailbone, sending him into the ravine. We both peered over the edge to see if he was really gone. We couldn't be too sure at this point. I looked at the sword in my hand and put it on my back, shrugging. We looked back at Suirun. That Kunoichi girl was still fighting. Even if we wanted to go back, we couldn't. We had to go. In the darkest of night, we retreated, making our way back to Kuroha. So many questions flooded my mind. Who was that girl that saved us? Is this nine-tailed fox even worth it? What the fuck was Theodore's problem? And lastly, if they do find the nine-tailed fox, how long will it take for Yokai to make it to Orleans?